he's a trashy guy, right? Like, he's not a good husband. And there were women that were like, we go together. I love to go to Twin Peaks. We look at the girls together.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. And as we do here, we're going to go ahead and get it started. So hit that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And hey, how's it going? My name's Rat Boy. Let's get into it.
So many men that will propose to a woman just to string her along and just to keep her. This is why I say, like, don't move in with a guy until he's made you a wife, because what I see happen a lot of the time, this happens so much, is a guy will propose to you and now you think, oh my gosh, he's made me a fiance. He's so serious about me.
I'm going to go ahead and pause it there and make a quick comment. And I've seen a few of this person's TikToks. We will go over some of her takes here, but I will say at the very beginning, I agree with this. I honestly agree that a man and a woman shouldn't live together. It's just not good. Any way you look at it, there's always going to be an issue when men and women live together, especially if there isn't some sort of rules set in place. I think a lot of guys have fell into this trap where they have even established in the very beginning that maybe the man's not interested in marriage, or maybe he's just interested in being in a relationship and it's not going to go any further than that. And the woman will still suggest they move in together, to try to coerce this man into possibly marriage or something. It's always a bad idea either way. If you are dating and you're dating this woman and y'all are spending the night at each other's places, I think it's a lot easier just to keep everything separate, even though a lot of women will pitch the idea to move in together to save their money. If you ever notice this, they will always want to move in with you to save their money, not to save you money. They want their bills paid, so they will always option for this, but don't do it. It is always a trap. There has a majority of the time, this is going to be a trap for a lot of men. There are the rare occasions where, sure, you can, the majority of the time, it is not okay.
Then you will move in with him, and when you move in with him and you're not his wife, he starts to think, well, I already have her. I already got her. What's left? Why would I marry her? I'm not saying this happens all the time, but just because a man proposes to you doesn't mean that you suddenly give him husband privilege.
Can you bless me with something? Please.
Can you suck it?
What?
And I hate saying this, but it's true, and a lot of guys know it's true, but a lot of women will make this man's life hell. She will just drag this man like it is. I've seen it happen a few times, and it is horrible what some of these women do.
I've always said, until a man is your husband, do not treat him as a husband and do not let him treat you as a wife. Because at the end of the day, a fiance is just a boyfriend with the intention of getting married. Just because you're a fiance doesn't mean you go to his house and clean and cook and do all this stuff for him. Like, that's crazy. This does not have to be some religious notion. It is genuinely just a way to make sure that a man is not taking advantage of you and stringing you along. Because what can happen, what I've seen happen a lot, is a guy will propose to a woman. They've been together for like 1 year, 2 years. He proposes, and all of a sudden, she's been a fiance for 5 to 10 years. There is no reason for that. At that point, calling yourself a fiance is just, it's meaningless. I know a lot of people disagree with this sentiment, but truly, don't let a man treat you like a wife and don't treat him like a husband and give him access to waking up to you every single day. Him knowing that he can come home to you every single day until you are his wife. Yes, I know that there are some exceptions. I get it. But as a general rule, men will take advantage of you and make you think that they're much more serious about you just by proposing to you. But at the end of the day, you're not a wife and he's not a husband until that marriage.
You got me.
You gotta love the language that some of these women use. We're gonna take a deep dive into her TikTok account in a second, but she uses words like take advantage of. Why would a woman want to live with a man unless she's also getting something out of it too? That's what she's not understanding. Maybe it's because it's her past. She's not able to understand it because she's not in that situation, but I think she is. And I will go over that in a second. There is also another point she made about men and women not treating each other like their husband and wife. I completely agree with all of this. I'm not saying these are bad takes. I'm just saying that maybe she's not looking at it from the right perspective. She's giving advice to women who might not be in the same situation as she is. And honestly, I think it is bad advice because every situation is different. And as I've said in the past, and I will say this, marriage is not beneficial to a man at all. So obviously, if a man can have a woman do all the things that a wife would do, which a lot of men do, women will see this as a negative, even though women are also getting benefits from this arrangement as well. But I became a little curious about just her past. I looked at her TikTok account and it said that she was a lawyer. That was very interesting to me. But going through her TikToks here, you can just look at someone's content they put online and you can see where they're at in life. So, and this is what I do from time to time, is I will find some interesting takes from someone and I just dive deep and look at exactly what's going on here. So let's check out this next clip from her and see what she has to say here.
I had some women comment on one of my videos. I said, married man that's going to like Twin Peaks, Hooters, etc. He's a trashy guy, right? Like, he's not a good husband. And there were women that were like, we go together. I love to go to Twin Peaks. We look at the girls together. And what I think is so weird about that is I had two friends that right when they got out of high school, they started working at Twin Peaks. So you, a grown woman with your grown adult male husband, you're going to Twin Peaks and looking at barely legal women together, and you don't see how weird that is. It doesn't make you a cool girlfriend. It actually just makes you a creep along with your husband or boyfriend. That's the thing that I don't think a lot of people are talking about when they come in my comment section. They're like, we look at girls together. You're looking at 19, 20-year-olds together? Because the whole adult entertainment industry, whether it's these restaurants, whether it's OF, whether it's whatever it is, like strip clubs, etc. A lot of these women are like barely legal. You're actually just a creep. You're not a cool wife or a cool girlfriend. You're just a creep along with your creepy husband, along with your creepy boyfriend.
I have a lot to say about this clip because I have personal experience with this, and I think a lot of other guys have too. I'm not sure. But just let me know in the comments if you have. I have dated women who love these types of restaurants. They will always want to go to these types of restaurants. And me personally, I have never been to one of these restaurants by myself or with a group of my friends or anything. It's not a restaurant we frequent. But I have definitely been taken here by an ex-girlfriend of mine, and she loved these types of restaurants. And something else I just found funny is she compared Hooters and Twin Peaks, these are restaurants, by the way, to online content. And I'm sorry, this was just way too funny. I don't even know what is going on here. Obviously, there's not a 100% of everything. There's always going to be those guys that love going to these types of restaurants. There's always going to be the men that love going to gentlemen clubs and whatnot. And it's always going to be a thing. That marketplace is always going to have customers, so to speak. You're never going to run out of customers in that type of marketplace. So there is no doubt in my mind that stuff like this will just always be a thing. Not every guy actually partakes in that type of content. So it's very interesting to me that she would actually make this video, whereas the only experience I have in those restaurants has actually been with an ex-girlfriend that I've had. So she even brought it up that some women like to go to these restaurants. I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's mostly women that like to go to those types of restaurants. I hate to say that though, but I will actually say that more women like to go to those types of restaurants than men. I don't know. I've only been to Hooters twice and I've never been to Twin Peaks. But both times I went, it was with an ex of mine, because she liked going. So take that information as you will. I guess the only experience I have with that is but I'm going to go ahead and assume that she doesn't like those restaurants. A lot of times when women get this age, the younger women, they get jealous of these younger women, these young 20-year-olds. And so they have to make these videos online, and we get to watch them and point out the hypocrisy. But let me know what you guys think. Like the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I will catch you guys later. Rat boy.